you got to, okay, that's 40 years ago, so it's different. People were glad to see Muslims. African American Muslims had a mystique around them because we had accepted Islam here when nobody else was thinking about it, and we had made the transition to the Sunnah for real. And so we had a mystique, it was and it was well earned and it was deserved. So everybody knew, whatever race, language, or color they was, that we was going to be for them. And we was learning about the whole Arab world and the people, even in the 90s. If I'd go through where you're from, in Indiana, I remember I'm in Indiana. And I go through there, and I'm raising funds for either Sami Al-Arian or some of those brothers back then. And I got the flyer, one in Arabic and one in English. And the Arab brothers would look at me like, they would almost like smile or in wonderment. Why is he, why is he doing this? And sometimes they'd be suspicious, sometimes they would be happy, but it didn't make me no difference. You want to help or you don't, So anyway, this is a different period. What we're dealing with right now is we have been through all of this. That's why we say deja vu. We have been through this. We have seen this. We have analyzed this before. And even in the 2012 notebook, it says we have been here before, but this time is the best. It's the nicest. That was 10 years ago we're writing that. And it's strange because that stuff you read 10 years ago and you read it now, we're in a similar stage, but we are evolving. So let me get back to what I want to say. There's something called shaping and herding. That's where they have been good at shaping and herding us. Shaping and herding, well, okay. If you want the Muslims to go somewhere, you do something over here. Okay, all the foolishness, the old time stuff like just happened in the news. The guy down in Dixie, Texas, he has such and such going on, and he's going to achieve martyrdom, and the Zionists have been out of the papers for a few days, so they have to bring it back in. So they always bring in, the guy is something always, a little, always, I'm telling you, well, we know the Negroes that they either give you a case or the Negro, I'm telling you, in Pennsylvania, I don't know if you remember that case. The judge asked the 4 Negroes, the Pakistani got a case, then he went into jail and he wanted to get all his business straight, his visas and all that. So he just took a job to hire as many Negroes as he can. So you could imagine a Pakistani and there's some Negroes in the Masjid and they see dollar signs, and the guy tells them, I'll hook you up, da-da-da-da-da. And so they'll to them it's a game. Oh, the guy wants us to be terrorists? Yeah, look at here, we are terrorists. You can't, hey man, you gotta hold us back, we so mean. Because it's a game. They're not gonna do anything. So that's why they had to reverse some of them cases. The 10 guys or the guys down in Florida, the FBI reversed that itself. It was so outlandish. These guys that gave bayah to Osama bin Laden, It's ridiculous. They don't know what Deja is. And they don't know who Osama bin Laden is either. Yeah, they don't know who Osama bin Laden is. They have no idea. No, we want y'all to do this. So they herd the Negroes in, or they drive the Negroes to a synagogue and hold their hands and walk them over to the window and put a gasoline or a bomb in their hand, and the nigga lay it down. And they charge him for it. That's entrapment. It's illegal. It used to be illegal, but they done made it legal now. The point I'm making is, you got to remember how frustrated they are with us. They tried everything with us. When I got here, they had the gun dealers. I can tell you who they was. I ain't gonna, but I got gun license, buy and sell guns. We want you to come on out to the rifle range with his pistol range. I said, I'm not going. So I said, okay, I want to go and see what they're up to. So they go out. They go out there. They look like police. They talk like they are police. Yeah, I'm a gun dealer. This is my license here. You know, as though I wanted the guns. But the way I talk, it would sound like that's what I do. I went out there one time and I ain't been back since. What I'm trying to say is, they had everything here waiting. And if you think they trying to frustrate me, they're the ones frustrated. They haven't got to first base with nothing. And believe me, the last straw was that assault, one of those assaults in Oakland. They thought if they take my money, take this, that, and another, which is not mine, it's everybody's, but if they do all of that, you know, from what they thought of me, then I'm going to respond. That's why on that stuff, I say absolutely not responding. You know, and we teach it. We teach that. We teach it every time we get a chance. We say we look out that window and we saw the Negroes. When the police come by, they throw their guns in the bushes. And if a Negro say boo to them, they blow him away, family, friends, anybody that they know. We say, we don't do that. Mm-mm. That's why counter shaping and hurting means they shape our behavior by doing a little something over here, then we move over there. Then they do something there, then we move over there. So what they're doing is they're beginning to shape our behavior. They put us in the newspaper as bad guys, so we start crying, oh, we're not bad, we're good Muslims, right? Pretty soon, you done scared all the Muslims. They over there shaping and hurting mean you herd them like cattle by the behavior, by what you do to them, and their response to what you do to them, you begin to shape their behavior, and it's hurting. It's shaping behavior. Just throwing something over here, they run over that way. Then you throw something over that way, they run over that way. So pretty soon, you got them headed right where you want. You got their attitude right now, right where you want, right where they want. But all of that is backfiring now. Everything we ever told people is now clear. We told them who the Saudis was. We told them who Kuwaiti, we told them who all those people was. Okay, now that's clear. So now our job is to set a new environment. And just like in our old articles, we always taught, our old As-Sabiqun, we talked about the environment in which we're living. So that's what we're going to do this time. As-Sabiqun, those who lead the way or those who show the way. There's a combination. Those who show the way, we're going to show the people the way based on what we come in contact with, based on the reality. We're going to show them the way. Whether we lead the way, that's another question. Because when we finish doing that, right, As-Sabiqun is going to keep on doing what they're supposed to do, because the Sabiqun are not settlers. The people that come behind you are settlers. As-Sabiqun is trailblazers. Because just like this thing should be dealt with right now, it's the other things as we discover along the way. Just like this lecture could have been given 20 or 25 or even 30 years ago, right here. Technically it was, because almost everything we say is very repetitive. The enemies are the same. The enemies are the Zionists, the Americans, the Saudis, the Kuwaitis, all of those people are the same. They always been on the same team. The only thing that's different now, and it's a big difference, they might have gotten rid of Libya and started confusion there. But Iraq has been destroyed, but it knows where it is, right? Syria, Yemen, Hezbollah, all these people have, it's a different ball game. Not that we will be sitting holding hands with all these people, but we know who our allies are. And they know this is our job here. This is our job here. And inshallah, we'll do it. We don't mind whether everybody come or we do it by ourselves. Counter shaping and hurting. That's what we're doing now. Counter shaping and hurting. Counter shaping and hurting. Well, what in the world is that? That means we're shaping and hurting them. It's counter. We have more authority over their lives than they have over us. Let's put it like, we have more influence over what they do to us and around us and about us than they have over us. And we're just a handful of people. That's a miracle. But it's a miraculous time. We're in a global transition period. The big boys are not big anymore. In fact, they're the laughing stock of the world. The hatred, it's time for us to choose the Zionists and to call them out. We called them out before, but it was a mutual, don't worry, a little bit here and there, but this time specifically, why? Because everybody is tired of the Zionists. The people of the world, the UN, said they can do anything they want and get away with it. They can take people's land, they can put them on trial, and they can occupy. All of that is illegal before the UN, right? Everything the Zionists do is illegal. But they do it because they can get away with it. Never worry about the Zionists. Just hope that you have patience long enough for them to trap themselves with arrogance, with profundity. It's illegal for you to say anything about a Jew. Well, no, not about Jews, but about Zionism. And our record is good, because we've never been against Jews. And we know the ayats in the Quran, whether Yahud, whether Nasara, whether Sabi'in, any who believe in Allah in the last day and work righteous deeds will be with their Lord. Da, 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 da. We know, we got the ayats already picked out. Okay, that means that وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ قَوْلًا مِمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا وَقَالَ إِنَّنِي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. That's going in big letters this go round. Okay, we're just talking about what, so shaping and hurting, counter shaping and hurting, we've already done that. We're already doing that. Never look at it on the surface and think, if we say, well, we're going to raise a little crew to go here and there, and pretty soon nobody's showing